So welcome to Techno Dad Life, and my name is Jeff, and today we're going to be comparing a few features of TrueNAS and Openmediavault, and we're going to be answering some of those questions RaidOwl could not answer. But before we do that, a little history. So now TrueNAS and Openmediavault have an interesting history. So the former developer of TrueNAS is actually the person who started Openmediavault. And so why he switched from TrueNAS to starting Openmediavault was because FreeBSD was not flexible enough or extensible enough to actually do what he wanted to do. And so FreeBSD has a few issues, and they're good and they're bad. So basically it's less hardware support. It has higher security, but on the other hand, that means you can do less because it uses things like jails, and it has less developers involved. So it sort of stagnates a little bit over time. Now, after Openmediavault was started, actually TrueNAS switched to Debian, or is in the process of switching to Debian Linux, just like Openmediavault. And that version of TrueNAS is called TrueNAS Scale. So TrueNAS Scale and Openmediavault both use Debian. So underneath the hood, they are actually the same operating system. So the only major difference is how they implement the UI and how immutable it is. Okay, so what does that mean? So what is immutable? So FreeBSD is very strict, so it's very hard to change things. So Linux, on the other hand, was designed to change and tinker with, be not necessarily user-friendly, but be able to do what you wanted with it. So now TrueNAS, coming from FreeBSD, when it moved to Debian, so basically it tried to take that immutability with it. So let's take a look at Openmediavault and let's see how you actually interact it so it's easy to use. So Openmediavault is set up very logically. So basically you start at the top and then go down through and do each one in order. If you do that, everything works perfectly. The first thing we want to change is how often it logs out, because both TrueNAS and Openmediavault, it's 5 minutes. And so this is one of the first things you can change. You change it right there and then you click save. I noticed it did the same thing on TrueNAS, and so for here, for one of the first things you want to do, you have to go to System Settings and then Advanced, and then actually to Access, then Configure, and then you have to change seconds rather than having a drop-down menu. Once you've gone through setting up notifications for yourself, so basically you put your email in here, then for whatever notifications on the system, it will use that email to send you notifications. You can change your power management, your monitoring, and then you can do certificates, and then you want to do any updates when you start out first things as possible. Once you've done all that, then it's safe to put in plugins. And so there's basically two types of plugins: the plugins that come default with Openmediavault, and then you can add extra ones from OMV Extras. And so OMV Extras are community created plugins that create extra features. So now one of the main differences between Openmediavault and TrueNAS is that it is more mutable. So TrueNAS is more immutable. So they don't want you to change things, so they make it difficult. You can still change things, but you have to do it on the command line. Openmediavault is the opposite way. So it wants you to be able to change things and customize your system to whatever you want it to be. So the plugin system was created so you can add or subtract things that you want on your system. Now, so for example, I think there's 5 different backup ways of doing backups. We can do auto shutdowns. There's a couple. You can have antivirus, compose, temperatures, anyways, all sorts of different things. Then we would set up our networks. One of the areas that RaidOwl had difficulty with was setting up shares, so let's do that right now. So basically you just go to File System, you add a file system, and so Openmediavault is different than Ness in that you have many different file systems you can add, and there's actually a plugin for ZFS, which I'll show you in a second. So basically there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 different file systems you can use. The default is ButterFS, and then you would pick it, and then you would pick your device. All my disks are used, and then you would click Save. Once you create a file system, you create a shared folder, and how you would do that is just click plus, and then type in a name, select a file system, and then give it permissions, and then click Save. So that's done making our share. So Samba is under services because you can do other things besides Samba, so you get to pick what you want to do. So you would open up services, and basically the services are mostly plugins that you installed earlier. And so there's Samba, and so you would go to Settings, enable it, click Save down below, and then once you've done that, then go to Shares, click plus, add your share, and then click Save. So one of the reasons why Openmediavault is set up the way it is it can run on any hardware that Debian can run on. So the things that you're going to want or the plugins you're going to use are going to change depending on which hardware you have. So for example, under services I installed the flash memory plugin, and so basically here you can see it doesn't really say what it does. So what it does is it makes it so you're able to run Openmediavault on a SD card or a USB drive. So something like TrueNAS, it has a lot of read writes, but it doesn't do those in memory. It does those to disks. So you just can't do it on a USB drive. They don't recommend it, or a SD card. So other things that I have installed here are Docker Compose, KVM to run VMs. We can do NF shares or Samba shares, and so that's why there's a plugin for each one of these. Podman is a different way of running Docker files. Of course, there's Rsync. And Rsync was one of the things that I think RaidOwl had a problem with. So basically you just click the add button, and then you set up a sync file that way. And then to run it, you would just click the play button here, run button, and then that shows you exactly what was going on. So he said you couldn't see, but basically it's right there. The other thing is when you set these up, you can insert your email address, or you can turn on so you receive an email when this runs. So basically you have two ways of knowing if Rsync is running. If you're doing it in the browser, you will see it happen, or it will send you an email when it does run if it's on a schedule. SSH was another one he was having trouble with. Basically you just click enable and then save, and then there is a plugin to run SSH in the browser. It's called Weddy, so you would just install that, and then you can open the UI, and then you have a SSH or a terminal basically right in your browser. It's pretty simple. Next plugin is Timeshift, and so Timeshift is a way to make snapshots from ButterFS. And so basically you would enable this and put in your information here, go to schedule them here, or you can do them on demand here. And so how you do that is just click plus and it runs. And then once that's done, you would click on this, and then to restore or revert to that snapshot, you would click this button here. I didn't create a snapshot at this time, but that's where you would do it. So one neat plugin for Openmediavault is SharerootFS. And so what this plugin does is if you have, both OpenMediavault and TrueNAS, they use about, I think, 32 gigs or less. I can't remember how much, when you store them to a drive. And so they both make it so that then you can't use the rest of the drive, but there's actually a plugin in OpenMediavault. It's called SharerootFS, where you just install that and then the rest of that disk is available to use. In TrueNAS, there's not an easy option to do it. There is a script you can do that you have to do from the command line where you can use that, but they don't recommend it. Now, the other great thing about OpenMediavault, since people involved with it are so passionate, you can usually find the answer to any question you have, or somebody who can answer it pretty quickly. All you have to do is Google your question plus OMV, and something will usually show up from the forums. So basically, the difference between the two is TrueNAS is immutable, or it tries to make it hard for you to mess up the system or try to do different things. Whereas OpenMediavault is more about choice, so it has plugins, so you can choose your operating system to be exactly what you need, not any more or not any less. So it's not really one is better than the other, they're just set up differently and they're for different people, basically. So that's it for today. I hope you find this helpful. Make sure you like and subscribe. We'll see you next time. Bye-bye.